Good morning, friends. Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about how to know safe period. Wanting to have without contraception and without a wish to have conception. No contraception, no conception, only pleasure with togetherness. How to be safe. You know that ovulation happens on the 14th day, counting from the first day of menstrual flow. But more exact is by counting from the next first day of menstrual flow, which will happen. You jot down last 6 months cycles and take average of that, and from that you can predict that the average cycle time is coming to say 29 days. Suppose sometime 30, sometime 28, like that. So average of 6 months is say 29 days. With that you predict by adding 29 to the day this time menstrual flow started. Suppose this time started on the 1st of the month, the next will be on 29th. You count backward from 29th of this month by 14 days. So on 15th of this month, ovulation is most likely to take. So counting backward is more exact than counting forward 14 days. And the rule of 7, 8, 6, 7. 7 hyphen 8 hyphen 6 hyphen 7. Add to 28 days of a cycle. First 7 and the last 7 are the safest, generally speaking. In some places you might find as 10, beginning 10 and last 10. But to be more safe is to have 7 in the beginning and 7 in the end, the safest, more often than not. The middle 8 and 6. 8 is the most fertile, middle 8. The ovulatory phase. Even though ovulation might happen on the 14th day, if the semen has been released 5 days earlier, say on the 9th day, these countings are from the first day of menstrual flow in any cycle, in any month. So on the 9th, if the semen has entered, will keep surviving for 5 days. So on the 9th only, if inseminated, will be there, and the ovum will come on the 14th day and get fertilized. It's another thing that the semen is older. Most of the Y chromosome carrying spermatozoa died. More likely is X going to fertilize. So female is more likely. That's why for having a male child, one should try doing on the day of ovulation. Both fresh. Ovum fresh, spermatozoa fresh. So, 7 beginning during menstrual flow, many people don't like doing. And the last 7 days is the safest. So middle 8, the chance of fertilization is more because of the survival of the spermatozoa for 5 days, and ovum can survive up to 3 days. Generally 1 to 1.5 days, but it can survive for 3 days. So taking it in account, the survival time of the ovum and spermatozoa, the 6 which comes 7, 8, 6, 7, the 6, the third part of the cycle, that is plus minus. It may or may not happen. Conception may or may not happen. That's why, to be safe, is the last 7 days of every month to have togetherness without much fear of conception. If your countings are right, most likely conception won't happen. If your menstrual cycle is regular enough, your counting will be more exact. If it keeps fluctuating, take the average and be on the safer side. Lean towards the end, last 7 days. During menstrual flow, first 7 days, in some cases fertilization can happen. Ovum might get released, very rare, and people don't generally like doing during the menstrual flow. So to say, the rule of 7-8-6-7 or 0007, you can say. If you want to be always safe, 0007. You don't do for 7 days towards the end of the cycle. But herein worth mentioning the fact that God has attached the maximum pleasure to this act of reproduction so that people may not forget doing it. And it's not just for pleasure. You do are deriving pleasure to some extent, especially men, that massage and stimulation of the genitalia is so much that there is internal release of prostatic secretion, and you stop there. Do not ejaculate. You will keep losing the vital resources of your body too often. Better to let it get stored in the brain in the form of ooze to provide vigor and vitality to the brain. So if you are stimulating, massaging external genitalia, both male or female, in females, God has separated the pleasure part, the upper part of the female genitalia, and the birth canal for the reproduction, the lower part. Can squirt every day. But male, there is continuum of pleasure and reproductive. Pleasure till release of prostatic secretion for prostatic health. Good. Stop there. When there is internal release with at the height of stimulation, you can feel that there is something released inside. There is slight burning sensation, and that's enough. Stop. Otherwise, if you will proceed, there will be ejaculation. Loss of semen so frequent is not good. So it is in continuum. You have to know when and where to stop. So to say, it's not just pleasure issue. It's the relaxation issue as well. Parasympathetics get stimulated with external genitalia stimulation both in males and females, and that relaxes the entire body. The brain gets tension free, de-stressed. Take advantage of this instead of ejaculating so frequently. Females can ejaculate that through the urethra, squirting by stimulation of the upper part of the female genitalia. There is accumulation of secretions in the skin gland which get released through the urethra, 2-3 ml, and that gives immense gratification. For men, should stop more often than not at the time of internal release of prostatic secretion, not go beyond. Ejaculation of the semen is more expensive for the body with growing age. So herein it's worth mentioning as well that when you go to the extent of ejaculation, what happens that the parasympathetic which was in play during stimulation, massage, and when you ejaculate, sympathetic system comes into place. So the sympathetic system will come into play, and again the same stress situation will come. So how often you want that? It's your choice. But generally speaking, more often than not, try stimulating the external genitalia at least every day to de-stress yourself, to relax, to let parasympathetic play and do constructive work within the body to repair the daily wear and tear. And of course, these are together with the fruits and vegetable consumption, about which we will talk in greater detail in another episode. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. Herein you will find all about health, education, that is human capital, family and friends, how to build relationship and grow social capital, and all about money and property, how to grow financial capital. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Have pleasure-filled moments. Thank you. Bye.